to have your heart broken and to want to kill yourself. Like Facebook is not the place to be in terms of having that be your primary platform. Facebook is good as just kind of this extra thing that you have in addition to your other major platforms. Now, one of the things you may want to do is you want to think about your product. What is it that you're eventually going to offer the customer? If I were you, I would not make my social media posts about my product most of the time. You're going to connect better with people by talking about the things that they care about than you are talking about the things that you care about. Okay, so find out who your people are and what they care about, and talk about the things that they care about. We'll eventually get around to your product, but you cannot lead the conversation with your product. That's like a man trying to get, a lady's attention, if you know what I mean, and he's leading with his pants down. Like, it ain't gonna work, right? You don't do that. And eventually, if you play your cards right, you might get a chance to do whatever it is that you want to do, but that cannot be the leading part of your agenda. And so the same thing is really true when it comes to connecting with people that might potentially consider becoming your customers. I would figure out how my product is best communicated, in the sense that is there a way I can just show them the product without me actually having to sell it? So for example, let's say I have a t-shirt line. Well, you can wear the t-shirts while you're talking about something else. Because, and I do this. You see me do this on social media. I have these really cool shirts that say things like financially woke, which we keep on our online Shopify store. And what'll happen is I'll come in and I'll say, hey guys, there's this really crazy thing that happened, and I want to tell you guys about it, and we'll talk about it. But what'll happen is the shirt's always there, and eventually in the comments, somebody will say, I like that shirt. Where can I get that shirt? And I'll say, well, since you're asking, you can go to drboycebooks.com, right? And that allows me to mention the product without it seeming like the only reason I'm talking to you is because I'm trying to sell something. People don't like that. People do not like it if all you're doing is talking to them so you can get something out of them. I don't know about you. I know I hate it. I don't like it at all. And once I feel like you're doing that to me, I'm gonna put up blocks. And I'm not really gonna want to listen to you, because you're gonna come off to me as selfish, right? So if your goal is to talk to the audience, I think you want to ask yourself, is my product, how is my product best communicated? Some people have products where they can just use Instagram and just take pictures of it and put up pictures of the product, and that works just fine, right? Like the Kardashians, for example. The Kardashians, they themselves are part of the product. Their makeup is part of the product. Their jewelry might be part of the product. And so all they do is they pretty much just take pictures and selfies all day. But don't think that that's not a business model. I mean, the Kardashians make well over $100 million a year taking these selfies. And I don't understand it entirely, but I do understand it. That's how their product works. Kim Kardashian is not known for being an intellectual. She's not somebody that's going to be great necessarily for having like a YouTube show. She maybe doesn't want to express herself in that way, and she probably wouldn't be very good at it. So she's not somebody that's going to want to go and start a YouTube channel and say, hey, this is Kim Kardashian, everybody, and I want to talk to you guys about blah, 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 blah. That's not her thing. Her thing is just sitting there and looking good. And for some people, the less she says, the better she does. Now, if you take somebody like, say, a Will Smith, Will Smith is an excellent engager on social media. He shoots these well-produced videos that make people laugh and make people feel connected to him, and they get all these views, and it allows him to seamlessly communicate his product to you. Like if you go to Will's channel right now, you'll see a video that says something like, on the scene of Bad Boys 3. So he's promoting the movie. That's what he's doing. He's promoting the movie, but he's doing it in such a cool, fun, subtle way that you don't even realize you're being promoted to, you're being sold to, right? At the end of the day, somebody always has to sell something for bills to get paid. For commerce to happen, sales must occur. But, the subtle approach typically tends to work best. So if you can't do it subtly by either wearing your product or maybe having a backdrop, that's another method people use, where they'll have a backdrop set up and they'll have their URL on the backdrop, maybe their URL on their logo. There's a website, there's a black-owned company I use for backdrops called timelessbackdrops.com. Timeless, Timeless, backdrops.com. So timelessbackdrops.com, they've sent me about 5 or 6 backdrops. And whenever I'm at home, a lot of times you'll see me with a backdrop. It might say the Black Business School, or it might say Your Black World, or something like that. That's my way of making sure that you know about the brands without me always sort of having to always put it in your face. Another technique is a trade-off, right? A trade-off is where you know people are there to get your content. You're there to give them something good. So Angela Green may be there doing her legal advice hour, and giving people lots of great information about the law or about entertainment, or breaking down why she thinks Gucci Mane might go to jail over his child support, because rappers, sometimes get into tax trouble because they don't think about the legal ramifications of their relationships or whatever, right? Right. She spins it, right? She might talk about whatever, but she spins it back to what she does, right? So then what she might do is maybe every 10 to 15 minutes, she might stop and say, by the way, if you want to get on my email list where you can get lots of free legal advice, go to angelagreenentertainment.com, or whatever, or maybe the URL for your website, and you can sign up and you get a free e-copy of my book. I can't remember the title of the book, but you know what I'm talking about, Angela. I'm sorry, I don't have the title. I feel bad. I'm gonna look it up. It's Music Industry Gladiators. That's a great title, by the way. It's an excellent imagery too. Like, I can tell you put a lot of thought into this, and it looks like you're damn good at what you do. In fact, Nicole told me you were damn good, so that maybe that's why I know you're good. So yeah, I look forward to working with you. But yeah, so I think. In terms of which platform you use, you want to think about how you want to communicate. Some people don't want their face all over the brand, which I think is fine. Like, you want to think about that. Like, do I want my face connected to my brand? Do not think that you have to be the face of your brand all the time. You don't have to do that. But it is tougher if you're not the face of it, because people tend to want to connect to brands they can touch and feel. They want to connect to human beings. So you could try promoting your product just as a product in itself, or promoting it almost like a firm, like we've got this team of people that can help you. But I will just tell you, it's a lot tougher to do it that way than it is to just have an influencer. And in fact, given that that's what this program is all about, is how to be an influencer, that's the method we'll sort of show you. Influencers are very powerful because basically it fits with the know, like, and trust model of commerce. People tend to buy from people that they know, that they like, and that they trust. And it really comes down to that. So business really is a human transaction. So the same reasons people buy from each other is the same reason they go on dates with each other, or they marry each other, or whatever. If they don't know you, then they don't trust you. If they don't trust you, then they probably won't like you very much. And they don't know, trust, and like you, they're not going to buy from you. So when you communicate, if you don't want your face in the picture or whatever, you can use something like SoundCloud, or you can do a podcast with like iTunes or something like that, where it's just your audio. And if you don't want to do audio or video, then you may want to write articles, right? Some people like to write. Some people like to communicate that way. In fact, the first several years of my digital career, all I did was write articles. I didn't do a lot of videos. I didn't start doing videos until about 2013, when I went back, and it made me so angry, because I had YouTube channels back in 2007, 2008, but I just let them die. I just didn't pay much attention, so YouTube deleted them. But I picked the channel back up in 2013, and I have a total of about 400 and something thousand subscribers across different channels. But if I had started a little bit earlier, I'd probably have 1.5 million or something like that. So I kind of kicked myself over that. But I used to write a lot of articles, and articles are a great way to connect with people. Articles go viral. They're more likely to go viral on things like Facebook, stuff like that. If you write a really good article that's evergreen, that is something that people can read, on and on and on forever, like 3-4 years down the line, then you may want to actually spend some money and boost it a little bit. But don't boost it to everyone. Boost it to your specific target audience. So you may want to boost it to people who follow your page and their friends, or you may want to boost it to people who already follow a brand that you are similar to, right? So again, just using Angela Green as an example, she's got to think about who she wants her clients to be, right? So if your clients are people that, want to be rappers, and want to be in the entertainment industry, then maybe you're boosting to people that follow, prominent hip hop artists that, like people that follow so and so because they want to be like that person. Like they want to be like Gucci Mane, so they follow Gucci Mane, and they see this brilliant attorney talking about these really interesting topics, and then eventually some of them reach out and say, hey, can you represent me? Can you help me? Can I take your class? That's another thing, Angela. Since you're a lawyer, lawyers are great teachers. And so maybe teaching a class is another way that you can monetize your skill set, especially for people that may not be able to afford those one-on-one services. The hard part about lawyers is that they're very expensive. I know I hate paying my lawyers. It drives me crazy, but I do it because out of necessity. But there are a lot of people who can't afford to pay lawyers. But is there a way maybe they can afford your services as a group or something like that? So all these little techniques allow you to find ways to monetize your talent, to get your name out there, to let people know how brilliant you are, and then at the end of the day, you can sell your book, go on TV, go give speeches, and do all that great stuff. In fact, in the program, I know you guys are connected with Lawrence and Al Duncan, and that's an important connection because they run great black speakers and great pro speakers, and so they can actually sort of help you be positioned so that you're able to do speaking engagements, which can become a great extra source of income, especially for someone like like Angela. I know I need to move on and quit talking about Angela so much. I guess that's what's on my mind. But like lawyers, I can see a lawyer who makes money selling books, giving speeches. Maybe there's money you're making from your YouTube channel, from the ad revenue. Maybe you're making money from an online class. Maybe you've got online, where you have meet people in small group settings. And what happens is all those little trickles come together to form a pile of money, right? So at first you're not making very much money. Maybe you're making a couple $100s here, a few $100s there. Then eventually you're making $5,000 over here every month, $8,000 over there, $12,000 over here, and before you know it, you're making more money than you made, back when you were on the corporate plantation. It's just a matter of knowing exactly where you add value in the life of your potential customer, communicating that value, and then giving that customer an easy opportunity to come in and to connect with you. Okay, so let me jump in and look at some more of your questions. I remember and loved all those articles. Yeah, I'm gonna actually start writing more articles. Actually, just from a personal note, I realized my brand video got too easy for me, and I got to the point where I just out of almost like laziness, to be honest with you, it was like, oh, well, why don't I just do a 10-minute video? But really, I think that there needs, especially from a scholar, I think that there are people that really need to see words written on paper to sort of, it almost solidifies the ideas a little bit more effectively that way. So you're actually going to see me writing more articles. The strength that I have, and again, it's a matter of finding your strength. One strength I realized that I had was that I could write really good articles really fast. So I could literally bang out an excellent article in 20 minutes. And next thing you know, I would publish them on abcnews.com and places like that, literally after writing it for 20 minutes. But that was my strength, right? You got to find out what your strength is, also what your availability is. So I tend to love engaging my audience. So a lot of times you might see me go live several times a day. But if you don't have a schedule that allows for that, then you may want to go live once a week and just make sure that it has enough impact that, maybe you can market that video for the entire week, or just market it continuously so you don't have to keep on doing new videos every single time. Some of you have areas of expertise that don't lend themselves well to current events and talking about whatever is going on. Like me, I just enjoy that. Like, I'll talk about anything. I'll talk about what Cardi B said yesterday because I love to take ratchet conversations and elevate those conversations and say, well, did you ever think about this? Did you ever think about that? And that's what I do as a professor, right? I do that very well. But I don't want you to think that that's the approach that you should take, right? Some of you may just want to talk about carpentry or something, right? And if that's what you do, then stick with carpentry and be the carpentry guy or whatever. And maybe carpentry isn't something that you want to talk about every single day. Maybe it's something you talk about once a week, right? And then you boost that article to the specific people that are in that area that are going to find what you're saying to be interesting. Okay. So anyway, let me jump in here. Which is better, going live or loading a video? The benefit of going live is that you tend to get more reach going live. YouTube and Facebook both favor people going live. You can get a lot more organic reach on both platforms when you go live. So if you can't go live, I recommend it. Loading videos, if you eventually get some subscribers, like to a YouTube channel, you can load videos and still get a decent number of viewers. If you get a mailing list, then you can actually take your video and you can email it out to people on your list. So that's what I do. If I have a really good video and I want people to see it, I'll email it out to the people that are on my mailing list to make sure that it gets viewership, right? So ultimately, one of the things you really want to do is you